All right, so we are going to be diving into the prodigal son. I want you to think about this. He took a risk. He said, Dad, give me my goodies now. And he left. And then he took another risk. He came back. We are going to have so much fun exploring that one. And that's the thing. I want you to explore. I don't want you to settle for explanations. Oh, that explanation makes so much sense to me. Oh, fudge sickles, man. So, ready? Time isn't real. Write that down. Time isn't real. Time isn't real. Time isn't real. By the way, I'm going to call utter bullshit on that. Write that down. Utter bullshit. Not utter as in cow, but utter as in with double T's. Utter bullshit. Ready? Oh my God. So I get the email, right? I get it 5 days ago. Mr. 20, this is really important to me. Since time isn't real, ... And I fed their email into this thing called Hemingway, the Hemingway app. Because the Hemingway app, what it does is it tells you where there's run-on sentences, where it's hard to understand, the grade level that it's written at. And this is written at like a grade level 37 or something. It's like, oh my God, this is way above my pay grade. When I write, I usually get grade level 2. Right? I keep things simple. Right? I check my stuff in Hemingway once in a while. I tend to get about a level grade 1 or grade 2. That might be why it's so simple and speedy. I figure out if I can teach this to a 4-year-old, anyone can play with it. You notice bees, little children play with things. Little children have the time of their life. They don't walk around like very smart adults and saying, since Mr. 20, time isn't real. And since Mr. 20, this is very important to me and I keep waiting for it. Why is it that? And then hundreds and hundreds of words later, grade level 37, big words, complicated phraseologistic words. And I go, all right, cool. I'm going to sit on this one. 5 days later, the email, hey, Mr. 20, I sent you an email 5 days ago. I'm sure you've had the time to read it. Oh, I just love this, the comedy for me. And I'm not making fun of the guy, right? I write back and I say, hey, since time isn't real. You get what you're imagining here? Some people imagine their special person isn't real. Some people imagine that the bus isn't real. Some people imagine that, hey, my iPhone that I'm typing to you on isn't real. It's part of the illusion. And I say, right, let's check out this. Send me it. So far, I swear to God, right, as long as there have been iPhones, I've never had someone send me their iPhone because it's not real. Now, here's the thing. I was given my iPhone 8. I bought a coveted iPhone 4S from my buddy. And he took immaculate care of it, and I bought it for like $100 and a 6-pack of beer. And long story short, that was great until Sizzle started posting up some really cool shit, like these photos where the background moved on Facebook. And I went, Sizzle, how do you do that? He goes, oh, it's easy. Use your iPhone. Well, my iPhone 4S wouldn't do it. My iPad wouldn't do it. So I imagined doing it. I had a real imaginal act where I was already experiencing Sizzle commenting on my posts. Right? That's all. I love my buddy. I love when he loves my posts. Right? So I imagine Sizzle commenting on my post. Next thing you know, a girl from the dog park says, hey, would you want my iPhone 8? I said, tell me more. She goes, if my dad doesn't want it, would you want it? I said, absolutely. How much? And she goes, I just want someone to have it. I just bought a new iPhone, whatever, 12, 92, 64. Maybe it's the PlayStation that's at 64. I don't understand technology. I just use it to do my bidding. Because it's real, right? This microphone is real. This iPad is real. You are real. I am real. I'm really, listen. I'm making waves. I'm making a splash. And when people tell me time isn't real, that tells me something. That's a sign for me to put up a podcast about time isn't real. Here's what I notice. When people make all these assertions about what's not real, I notice they actually don't tend to experience themselves as real. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. You're real. Write that down. I am real. And you know what? You give life to time. You give life to your experience of time. Just like a little child. You want to torture a little kid? Right? I had people torture me when I was a child. My mom made me sit on the steps and stare at the church across the street. Right? Imagine that. See, my mom used to. See, she bought me the World Book encyclopedias. This is before the internets. And she'd say, go to your room for an hour. And I'd go, cool. She'd send me to my room and I'd read about shit. You know, like the fake moon landing and stuff like that. You know, yeah, I'd look at the pictures. Yeah. Also, I had some National Geographics up there. Ooh, I like National Geographics. They show like naked people in them from the Philippines. Like, oh, I want to go to the Philippines someday. Right? But I seem to digress. But my mom, if you want to torture a child, you sit it on a hard step and you have it stare at a church for an hour. Right? You see what that did to me. I don't go to church. I am church. Meanwhile, is time real? Yes or no? You're real. And here's what's fun. You give life to your circumstance, the way you stand. In other words, your state. Look some of this stuff up. It's fascinating to me. This is what we explore on the live calls and in the programs. Fascinating things about you. Believe me, I don't teach manifesting. I encourage exploration of you. And while you do that, you somehow learn manifesting. I wonder how that works. Anyway, dreamdrivenday.com, 30 people, 30 days of play, or manifestingmasterycourse.com. It's that little single show that you do on your own. It's designed for tiny little bites of the buffalo, the wisdom, every day. But I appear to digress because time isn't real. We've only invested 7 minutes and 21 seconds of it. Neville says to invest your time, your money, your imaginal act. Doesn't he? He doesn't say, invest what isn't real. Invest time which isn't real. Invest money which isn't real. Invest your imaginal act. Well, that's real, but I'm not going to make the distinction between everything because here's the thing. Consciousness is the only reality. What are you conscious of? You're conscious of the imaginal that leads. You're conscious of the physical, the mental, the emotional that follows. You walk the dog. You drive the bus. And until you experientially get that, this is just a bunch of bumper stickers. Anyway, if you want to bumper stickers, that's fine. Right? Meanwhile, I'm into experience. Right? Time is real. You give life to it. Little children are having the time of their life unless you torture them by making them sit on the steps and look at the church. You'll notice what I did when I was punished as a child. I'd go to my room and I'd read the World Book Encyclopedia and look at pictures of naked people in the Philippines. Woo-hoo, talk about good fun. Naughty, Mr. 20. Anyway, I'm into naughty and nifty things. How about you? I don't feel guilty for imagining up what I want. A lot of people do. They imagine if they get what they wanted, they have to take it out of someone else's pocket. Hard-earned money, Mr. 20. Radio. Meanwhile, I want you to get how real you are. Here's a couple suggestions. Ready? If you want to, we've got this cool little freebie thing if you want to just invest a few moments of time a day. EasyManifestingMethods.com. Go there, sign up for the little free emails we send out. We'll send you 7 days of cool videos as well. Little tiny ones, like 15 minutes total, right? Have you noticed I'm a massive fan of 15 minutes total? Right? I don't want to take up much of your time. Meanwhile, that's EasyManifestingMethods.com. If you do that today, we're going to send you a confirmation email. It may end up in your promotions or your spam or something, or your updates. I don't know. Gmail and those other ones, they're fascinating to me. Drag it to your inbox, click the confirmation link. Then we can legally send you the goodies. See, I'm a big follower of the law. I used to be a policeman. Now I'm a teacher of the law, right? How to feel it real. Meanwhile, Oh, what's the other thing? DreamDrivenDay.com. The doors are open. You can still get in at the early bird pricing. It does not start until August the 1st. But we're doing a slow rollout this time. It's July. It's the summertime. We want you to get in, send you some bonuses, let you have some fun, and let the program slowly start up. So here's the cool thing. My buddy Timmy in the UK, he's been pointing out for years, the course begins the moment you commit. The course technically begins on August the 1st, but the moment you commit, in other words, I am doing this, right? I am having the time of my life. That's when the fun begins. All right, so we talked about Dream Driven Day, we talked about ManifestingMasteryCourse.com, and one more, right? You are really real. In the Pearl Power Pack, pearlpowerpack.com, right? We talk about the Pearl of Great Price. When I got kicked out of that Neville Goddard group that was into spoon bending all those decades ago, it feels like decades ago, it was actually about a decade ago, I guess. I was talking to Pearl, they were talking spoons. I was talking to Pearl, they were talking moons. I was talking to Pearl, they were talking Uranus. Right? They were talking shit. Maybe you notice I got some attitude. I got it for a reason. This stuff moved me around the world, cured me of PTSD. Oh, I can't say that. Well, I don't have PTSD anymore. I've been told that I was misdiagnosed. Same with scoliosis, misdiagnosed. Same with having a totally flat left foot. Misdiagnosed. Because none of those things can be healed. Radio. Meanwhile, time isn't real. That's what they say. All right. Here's the other one thing they say. Well, since it's all now, time ain't real. Radio. I happen to enjoy the anticipation of a lovely kiss from that beautiful woman. I happen to enjoy smelling the food cooking. Oh my God, it's going to be so good. I happen to enjoy when Victoria's Yum shows up because I've already experienced it in consciousness. Is the only reality. Have a lovely day. See ya.